Well, while we're waiting for stuff to dry on the boat, there's things that we can do to be ready for, stuff that needs to happen down the road here. One of those things are your bulkheads. Now, you should have gotten some patterns, providing your boat has bulkheads, which most of them do. Most of the kayaks do. You should have gotten patterns that look just like the forms, right? The difference is there's no lines here for setting up on a strong back because we won't be setting them up on a strong back. But what there is information about the position of where it falls on the boat and those kinds of things. So we are going to do this on, this is 1/4-inch Luan plywood. Now you can go out and get marine plywood if you want. It's really not necessary because of what we're going to do to seal this. Water's never, ever, ever going to get to it anyway. So, marine, local Luan plywood from your best big box shop is all you need. All right, so it's a real simple process. This is, one side's going to be visible, one side's not. The part that's under the deck and either forward or rear of the cockpit won't be visible, right? So that's where we put our pattern on, glue it on just like we did on the forms, cut it out just like we did on the forms. But on this side here, what we're going to do is we're going to put cedar strips all the way across. Now you can really take your time if you want to put your mark on the boat. This is where you can really take your time and do inlays and decorations and all kinds of stuff here. I'm just going to show you the easy way out. Yellow glue, just like we're using on the boat. Inexpensive chip brush. And all you want to do is you want to put yellow glue all along this thing and then paint it back and forth so that you get really, really good coverage. And then just simply lay the strips from one end to the other on this thing. You can choose to staple them on if you want. If you do that, make sure you keep your staples as close to the edge as possible so that when it gets trimmed and you put your fillet on there, you try to hide your staple holes so that you don't have to look at them. You can see here all we did is after we put all the strips down, we put a board going across it and some heavy cans of paint on top of it. That'll be dry in a few hours. After that's dry, just trim it down to its original shape, give it a little sanding. And then what you're going to do is you're going to finish this just like you finished the boat, right? So after you're going to sand it with 80 grit paper, take a look at it. If there are any gaps, holes, or anything, you're going to fill it with the epoxy and the wood flour, and then give it a sanding with 120, and then a little quick hand sanding maybe with 220, and then fiberglass over it, and then you're going to be putting your varnish in and it'll be ready to go in the boat. Actually, you varnish it afterwards. So after you put the fiberglass and the epoxy on there, then it's ready to go in the boat. Make sure you take this off and that you can sand it down because you're going to want to seal this side. You're going to seal this side just using regular epoxy. No need to fiberglass it. There's never going to be any abrasion or anything because remember, this is inside the bulkhead, right? So you're just going to take this off and put a little bit of epoxy on there. And then this will be ready when it's time to go in the boat, and we're going to show you that a little bit down the road in the DVD.